Welcome to the Two Blokes Chatting radio show on 94.7 The Pulse. Music, interviews, news, and, well, Two Blokes Chatting. Now, here are the two blokes.
It's cricket season and there's been a huge growth like there has in the AFLW with women, well, to a lot of grumpy old men encroaching on a man's sport. Shouldn't be playing it. But it's a lot of nonsense. They play it and they play it very well. And they're playing it in Geelong. Geelong Women's Cricket Coordinator Sarah Pike, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I'll tell you what, Sarah, last week when we did the introduction to someone, I thought Rob had created the world's longest introduction. I think he's just outdone it.
Oh, come on, that was a short one.
It's the end of the interview, and we haven't got to you yet.
Building this young lady up. She's fantastic at what she does at the cricket club, and she also pulls the whites on and does it on the ground as well. And today, Sarah, before we get on to tomorrow's special game at Cardinia Park, today the Geelong Cricket Club ladies team are embarking on something a bit unique. You're taking on the gentlemen. Tell me how this came about.
We are playing in the GCA for the first time ever today in the one-day South competition. It was interesting off-season with COVID and all the restrictions and travelling and all of that. So we basically had to make a bit of a backup plan, depending if we were going to be able to travel into Melbourne or not. And obviously the state of where COVID was, we just wanted to make sure our girls could stay together and that we could get the longest season possible this year. So, we sort of did a bit of back and forth. We spoke with the GCA, Rob Vines and all the guys, and came up with a bit of a plan that we could stay in Geelong and play our first 11 in the GCA. So, we're pretty excited about it, actually.
Well, I'm not quite sure the level you will be playing, but having staggered through a bit of that lower grade one-day format last year and having seen some of your girls play the game, I have absolutely no doubt that you're going to be extremely competitive, if not potentially dominant. I'm not quite sure how the level will be, but it's something you should also all be excited about, but particularly comfortable about. And I think it's a great initiative for allowing the game to develop, but also helping to knock down a few of these silly barriers about whether or not women should be playing a game of cricket, which has been in the men's camp for a long time. But are you personally excited, nervous? What's the feeling about it?
Yeah, I've definitely got a couple of butterflies. I think that's just, I think any first game of the season, everyone's a little bit nervous, aren't they? So obviously playing in a new comp and against the men, we don't know exactly what to expect. So I think there's sort of that nervous excitement happening. The girls are absolutely pumped. We can't wait to get out there and give it a really red hot crack. So whether we win or lose, this season is about just us developing and like I said, getting the most games into us as possible as we sort of continue on our path to hopefully be playing Premier Cricket in the next year or two. So I think overall we're all very excited and keen to get out there and see what it's like.
I guess also, Sarah, hi, it's Neil. The fact that you don't know what to expect, they probably don't either. So you've got you've got the element of surprise, haven't you? Yeah,
so true. Yeah, and I mean, we've got some really talented players, and in fact the whole team's really talented coming in. We've got some pretty quick bowlers and a couple of spin, and our quick bowlers probably aren't as quick as obviously the men. So it's going to be a bit of an adjustment for the men as well, just to have that different style coming at them. So hopefully they enjoy it. I'm speaking to someone who is in the same competition as us, and he was saying some of his teammates, they're actually a bit excited and think it's a bit of a novelty having us in there. So that's good news for us.
Yeah, it is good. Well, there's a couple of chaps sitting here in a conversation with you at the moment, both of whom are, it's probably fair to say, on the older side of 35. And I can remember playing senior cricket with a team, because I wasn't much good. So I was the one who was the grown-up who used to manage the juniors coming through, so that bottom team, and their 15-year-old boys coming through. And the thing that frightened you more than anything else that you would be bagged about for the rest of the season is one of the 14-year-olds bowled you. Yeah. Or something like that. I suspect there's a bit of, but the guys in the team you're playing today are going to be going, I don't want to be the one who, There's going to be an element of that in the back of their minds, you would have thought.
Yeah, I would think so. I think, that that boys versus girls mentality, isn't it? It's sort of, you don't want to get bowled out by a girl, and some of our players are 15 years old.
Yeah.
That are playing in this competition today.
So a 15-year-old girl, that's going to be the ultimate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it goes back to that Zoe Goss and Brian Lara incident where Zoe Goss was playing in that game on TV and bowled the world's best batsman.
It can happen. Sarah, just give us an idea of the makeup of the club at the moment. You've obviously got a squad of 20-odd girls that are competing for first and second 11. So the sides that will appear this weekend, today and tomorrow, what's the general makeup of those as your very best group?
Yeah, okay. So we're sort of splitting our two teams. So our second 11, they're known as our development team, and they're primarily the younger girls. They're aged between 15 to 18. And they're sort of we like to consider the up-and-coming blood of, Geelong cricket. So they're playing in the Barwon comp tomorrow. They play every Sunday in the women's competition in the Division 1 in 20 overs. So and some really talented players in there. Like I've got a couple of girls that are going through the emerging state squads at the moment, and like I said, they're still young but and developing, but really, really talented. And then our first 11 sort of everyone vying for that spot, and a couple of the older girls, including myself. I'm much older, but generally they're all aged around that sort of up to 22. But we do have some 15-year-olds playing in that first 11. So we've got a couple of girls that do play Premier cricket for other clubs, and they'll be playing with us on a Saturday, and then heading down the road playing Premier on a Sunday. So that's really exciting for our girls to sort of experience that that sort of level of player, training with them and getting to play with them on the Saturday.
Yeah, that was one of the important things that was spoken about at a meeting some time ago, about making a reconnection with the girls who are already making the trip up the highway, and wanting them to feel as though the Geelong Cricket Club is their place, that they can still project themselves to be the best players that they can possibly be, and hopefully represent Victoria and Australia. So the pathway is still there. It's just making that connection with the players who perhaps haven't been there before.
Yeah, exactly. No, we're working really hard on really cementing that pathway, and working with Cricket Victoria, and hopefully it's not too far away where we can actually give all the talented girls in our region an opportunity to take their cricket to the next level and play Premier cricket in Geelong. So, it's really exciting to have these girls training and playing with us, and like I said, it just helps lift our group up to the next level as well. So we're really grateful.
And the formats and competitions are slightly different, but you are still running with a definite first 11, second 11. Second 11 work hard to try and get in the first 11. You've got that concept within the group, rather than just having a bit of a mix and match and trialling players around in both groups. Yeah,
we've made with the Barwon women's comp, we made an agreement with them when we were sort of discussing with them to enter into their competition for the year, that we would try and keep that team as stagnant as possible as far as the developing players. Just to sort of, I suppose, balance out the competition and make sure we didn't have any of those really experienced girls coming down. So we definitely do have some of those girls going up into the first 11, but it's a little bit of a different makeup compared to probably how you would run the normal season, which we've had to do, and we're again just grateful to be able to play locally and take out that sort of, I suppose, the tension and angst of having to travel to Melbourne when we didn't know what was going to be happening up there. So, yeah.
I imagine that one of the important things is to make sure the club is very well structured, very well organised. Getting Scott Lindsay on board must have been a bit of a coup. How have you enjoyed playing under the coaching of someone who is quite seasoned and quite committed, and probably, I would say, quite demanding?
Yeah, he's excellent. We're very, very grateful to have Scott on board. The girls are already getting so much out of him and his experience, and Yeah, he certainly does expect a lot, and we expect a lot as well. And I think the girls they're playing with the Geelong Cricket Club so that they can take their cricket to the next level. So to have a coach like him, we're very blessed. And we've got an assistant coach, Nada Blythe, as well, who's certainly making his way around the Geelong scene. He's the captain of our 4th 11 for the men, and he's doing an exceptional job with the teams. And our coaching, we've been very, very lucky to get those guys on board.
So exciting day tomorrow, not only for the girls playing at Kardinia Park, but for Neil and I. Neil will be making his debut as a cricket caller, and I quite enjoy it. And the station's really excited about having a connection to the Geelong Cricket Club. We hope to do more of this through the season, men's as well as women's, but we're very excited about starting off tomorrow. So it will be a good day if people have played their game today and want a relaxing day in the sun tomorrow, a picnic basket in there sitting in the outer at the cricket ground at Kardinia Park tomorrow, and get a really good close-up look of women's cricket rather than sitting in the lounge room and being critical of it. Why don't you come down and have a look and see the quality of the girls, and there will be the young and up-and-coming ones on display. It should be a great day. Yeah,
we're very excited for it. We're grateful that you guys will be there, and come down and have a bit of a look.
The contract still hasn't been signed, you understand. I'm still holding out for double payment.
We'll get him over the line, don't you worry. And hopefully, Sarah, if you're wandering past the commentary box, you might like to pop up and put the headphones on and have a bit of an extension to the chat we're having today, and perhaps give us a bit of an insight into some of the girls in the team, where they've come from, how they're developing, and it'll be great for us to see it firsthand, but to have someone of your ilk giving us a bit of a guide through it, we'd really appreciate it. So hopefully you can see your way clear to do that through the afternoon.
Yeah, look, I don't mind a bit of a chat, so I'd try and stop me, I'd say.
Excellent. Good girl.
Because I think one of the things too, and Rob touched on it as I spoke across him, but we've done a lot of stuff with VFLW football, and we get a lot of our mates saying, I don't know why you're wasting your time with girls footy, and once we get them along there to see it, they go, actually, I quite like this. And I suspect it's the same with cricket. Most of the people, let's call them 40-plus blokes, 40 years old or older blokes. The concept of girls' cricket is the sort of thing that, maybe their daughter played when they were 10, that sort of stuff. It's that whole bringing that population over to see the standard of cricket. I think they're going to be very pleasantly surprised if they come along.
Yeah, I agree. And it's something different about watching the girls play versus the boys or the men. I think the buzz out on the field is a bit different with the girls. They're just quite loud, really vocal and up and about, and it's really enjoyable to watch. So come down and experience it. It's just that little bit of difference between the two, but the actual standard is exceptional. And the teams that we played Manifold Heights last week, and some of the bowling was brilliant. So come down and have a look. It should be good. And
I think the other thing too that's helped, and we spoke last week to Ali Smith, who's the Melbourne Vixens Premiership player in the netball, and I think there's still a long road to hoe. We've got as far as Seymour on the road to Brisbane, but I think we're starting to see a little bit more exposure on TV. So we're talking about the Alyssa Healy's and the Elise Perry's. He said, having a minor panic as he forgot her name. They must be helping the exposure to the game for girls, as in younger girls, and therefore their parents.
Yeah, absolutely. Those that Australian women's team, they're household names now, and
as was demonstrated by me forgetting her name.
I'm not good with names in general, but they look. The World Cup final probably put it out on display, didn't it, for the whole country to see just how talented our women's cricketers are, and really what we can aim to achieve, and that's what we want to do in Geelong. We want our players and the girls coming through that Barwon comp and through the Geelong Cricket Club to be the next, Nicole Carey or Meg Lanning. Who we want them aiming to be that, and I think we can actually produce that out of our region with what we've got going on, and how many girls are actually wanting to engage with cricket at the moment. So
we might chat more about this tomorrow, because it's a very interesting subject about connecting to role models. I think is a great important part of developing, and it'll be interesting to see how your young girls what the chat is like in the dressing room and training about the stars that they hope to be like in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sarah, thanks for joining us on the Two Blokes Chatting radio show. Looking forward very much to seeing some cricket tomorrow and to meeting you, of course, because we've spoken to you a couple of times. Rob's obviously met you, but I haven't had the pleasure of that yet. So looking forward to meeting you tomorrow at the cricket, and all the very best to Savo, all the very best tomorrow, and we'll chat soon.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Sarah. All the best.
All right. See you.
There she is, Sarah Pike there from the Geelong Cricket Club.